The word Chicano used to be used as a derogatory term to push down people of Mexican descent. But it was reclaimed during the first Chicano movement in the 60s and 70s. And it made a resurgence within the last 10 years that was focused on staying in touch with indigenous roots of Mexican people. Growing up, I always felt that I was kind of in between two cultures. I wasn't quite Mexican, but I wasn't quite American either. I mean, even though I was born in the US, I have Mexican family and I speak Spanish. And it was always hard for me to figure out who I was in college when I was at orientation and I was trying to find something to get involved with. And I was talking to a group called Chicano Student Programs, and I asked them, what does Chicano mean? I had never heard it before. And they described something that really impacted me and has made me understand my identity so much more. It described who I am in a way that I had never thought of before, where I wanted to be in touch with who I was and who my family is, but I also have another identity of being an American, and this really describes that intersection.
What is a Hufflepuff, you might ask? It's not so much a what as a who. It is the last name of one of the founder of the 4 Hogwarts houses. The Hufflepuff house values loyalty, kindness, fair play, honesty, being humble. I don't know why I'm crying. A lot of kids probably when they were growing up wanted to be Gryffindors because that's what Harry and his friends in the Harry Potter series are. The Gryffindors are cool and popular and strong and brave. But for a lot of us, I think as we grew up, we started to realize that the other houses had really important values too. I could walk into a room full of people and say, hey, what's your Hogwarts house? And suddenly we can all find a point of reference to better understand one another. When I walk into a room and say, I'm a Hufflepuff, what I'm saying is I value loyalty and honesty. I'm saying that I may not be the bravest or the strongest or the most cunning or the most intelligent, but I care about my friends and I'm gonna do what's right because it's the right thing to do and not because I expect to be rewarded for it.
So the first time I heard the word chink, I was in 5th grade. I went with my best friend to her cousin's house in California. And when we arrived, he looked at me and was like, oh, you're a chink. And I was like, yeah, I'm a chink, not knowing what that meant. Later, my best friend apologized for her cousin using the word chink as the Chinese ethnic slur. And that was a defining moment. I was like, wow, I'd never experienced that before. But I was like, you know what? I'm proud of my Korean ethnicity, and I'm not going to let him, define who I am by calling me bad names like that. So I just make a conscious effort to be gracious and nice to others. Words have many different meanings, and I think we need to make a conscious effort to stop, use words for good, uplifting people, rather than, bringing each other down.